In the quiet coastal town of Millbrook, where the sea breeze whispered stories of hope and hardship, Emily Thompson fought her daily battle against life's unforgiving challenges. At just 25, she carried responsibilities that would have crushed most people her age. Her small apartment overlooked the grey waters, a constant reminder of how quickly life could change. Emily's world had shattered 2 years ago when her parents died in a sudden car accident. Left alone with her 12-year-old brother, Jack, she became more than just a sister. She became his entire world. The weight of responsibility pressed down on her shoulders like an invisible burden, but she never complained. Each morning began before sunrise. She would prepare Jack's breakfast, carefully packing his school lunch and ensuring his uniform was clean and pressed. Her first job as a waitress at the local diner started at 6 a.m., where she served steaming coffee and listened to the town's gossip while balancing plates and managing tired smiles. By afternoon, she would rush to her second job as a cleaning assistant at the community hospital. Her hands, once soft and smooth, were now rough from countless hours of scrubbing and working. Every penny she earned went towards Jack's education and their basic survival. Jack was a bright boy, smart beyond his years. He understood their situation, better than most children his age. Despite their financial struggles, he worked hard at school, knowing education was their ticket to a better life. His school reports were always filled with excellent grades, a small beacon of hope in their challenging world. Their tiny apartment was simple, but always clean. Emily took pride in creating a home, even with limited resources. Second-hand furniture, carefully mended curtains, and Jack's school drawings decorated the walls. It wasn't much, but it was theirs. One particularly cold winter morning changed everything. Jack had been feeling unwell for weeks, but they couldn't afford a proper medical checkup. When he collapsed at school, the doctors discovered something that would test their resilience like never before. "Mrs. Thompson," the doctor said gently, looking at Emily with sympathetic eyes, "Jack has a rare medical condition that requires immediate and extensive treatment." The words hit her like a thunderbolt. Medical treatments were expensive, and they had no savings. Her modest income from 2 jobs seemed insignificant against the mountain of potential medical bills. That night, as Jack slept in the hospital bed, Emily sat by the window, watching the moonlight dance on the hospital corridor. Tears silently rolled down her cheeks, but her resolve remained unbroken. She would find a way, she always did. The town of Millbrook was small, but it had a heart. People knew each other, watched out for each other. Emily had always been known as the hard-working girl who took care of her brother. Her dedication was no secret. She thought about her options: extra shifts, another job, selling some of their few possessions, anything to ensure Jack would get the treatment he needed. Her dreams of further education, of a better life for herself, could wait. Jack was her priority. As dawn broke, casting a soft golden light through the hospital window, Emily made a promise. Not just to Jack, but to herself. They would overcome this. Somehow they would find a way. The hospital corridor hummed with early morning activity. Nurses moved quietly. Doctors discussed patient charts. And in that small room, a young woman's determination burned brighter than the morning sun. Emily held Jack's hand, feeling his warmth, his life. She didn't know how, but she would move mountains to ensure he survived, to ensure he thrived. Their journey was just beginning, and despite the challenges, hope remained their most powerful weapon. In that moment, watching her sleeping brother, Emily embodied the true meaning of love, selfless, unconditional, and powerful enough to face any storm. The struggle was real, the path was uncertain, but Emily Thompson was not one to give up. Her story was just beginning. The end. The hospital corridor buzzed with morning activity when Robert Williams arrived for his routine medical checkup. A local businessman in his early 50s, he was known for his sharp mind and unexpected kindness. His weathered hands and kind eyes told stories of a life filled with both challenges and compassion. As he waited, he noticed Emily sitting quietly in the corner. Her tired eyes were fixed on Jack, who was sleeping peacefully. She looked exhausted, her hands clutching a worn-out notebook filled with medical bills and scribbled calculations. Robert overheard her conversation with the hospital receptionist. Her voice trembled as she discussed Jack's treatment costs, explaining how she was struggling to find the money. Each word was a mixture of desperation and hope, a delicate balance of a sister's love and financial reality. Something about Emily's determination touched Robert's heart. He remembered his own childhood, growing up with a single mother who worked multiple jobs to support him. Her struggle had shaped his understanding of true resilience. During a break, he approached Emily. His gentle voice broke her concentration. "Excuse me, miss. I couldn't help but overhear your conversation." Emily tensed, expecting another rejection or judgment. But Robert's eyes were different. They were kind and understanding. "I own a small printing company in town," he explained. "We're looking for a part-time administrative assistant. Would you be interested?" Her hands shook as she listened. The job offered better pay, flexible hours, and a chance to be closer to home. It seemed almost too good to be true. Robert explained the job details: flexible timing, decent pay, and the opportunity to learn new skills. For Emily, it was more than a job, it was a lifeline. "I'll work hard," she promised, her voice filled with emotion. "I'll do whatever it takes." Robert saw more than just a potential employee. He saw a young woman's incredible spirit, her determination to care for her brother against all odds. The next week, Emily started her new job. The printing company was small but modern, with computers and printing machines filling the workspace. She learned quickly, her natural intelligence shining through every task. Her colleagues were surprised by her work ethic. She arrived early, stayed late, and completed tasks with remarkable efficiency. Jack's medical needs were always her primary motivation. Robert watched her closely. He saw himself in her, the same hunger, the same drive he had experienced years ago. He began to mentor her, teaching her not just administrative skills, but business fundamentals. Slowly, things started changing. The additional income meant better medical care for Jack. Her stress levels decreased and hope began replacing constant worry. Jack's health also showed improvement. The better medical treatments and reduced stress in their home environment made a significant difference. His doctors were impressed by his recovery. The town noticed the change. People who had seen Emily struggling now saw her walking with confidence. Her story became a quiet inspiration, a testament to hard work and unexpected kindness. Robert's small act of hiring Emily created a ripple effect. He wasn't just offering a job, he was offering hope, a chance for a better future. As weeks turned into months, Emily's life transformed. The constant fear of financial collapse began to recede. Jack's medical treatments continued, but now with less stress and more optimism. One evening, as Emily helped Jack with his homework, she realized something had changed. They weren't just surviving anymore, they were beginning to live. Her hands, once rough from cleaning and serving, now typed reports and managed files. Her dreams, once buried under financial pressures, were slowly taking shape. Robert watched from a distance, remembering his own journey. Sometimes, he thought, hope arrives in the most unexpected packages: a job offer, a kind word, a chance to rebuild. Emily and Jack's story was far from over, but for the first time in years, the future looked bright, filled with possibility and promise. The end. The small town of Millbrook watched as Emily Thompson transformed. Her life, once a constant struggle, now hummed with potential and purpose. The printing company became more than just a workplace, it was her gateway to a new future. Late nights became her classroom. After Jack was asleep, Emily would sit at their worn kitchen table, laptop open, studying online courses. The soft glow of the screen illuminated her determined face as she learned marketing strategies, business management, and computer skills. Jack became her biggest supporter. Despite his young age, he understood the importance of education. He would quietly prepare her tea, arrange her study materials, and sometimes sit beside her, working on his own homework. "You can do this," he would say, his eyes bright with admiration. "You're the smartest person I know." Robert Williams noticed her potential. During work hours, he began giving her more responsibilities. Small projects turned into significant challenges. Emily's natural intelligence began to shine through her work. Her first major project came unexpectedly. The printing company was struggling to attract new clients. While other employees discussed traditional marketing, Emily proposed something different. She created a digital marketing strategy that was both innovative and cost-effective. Social media campaigns, targeted online advertisements, and a redesigned company website became her solution. The results were remarkable. New clients started approaching the company. Robert was impressed by her creativity and strategic thinking. What started as a part-time job was quickly becoming a promising career. Jack's medical treatments continued, but now with less financial strain. The better medical care and reduced stress began showing positive results. His doctors were amazed by his gradual recovery. The town began to take notice. Emily became an inspiration to other young people struggling to make a difference. Her story spread quietly, a tale of determination, love, and unexpected opportunity. Community members would stop her on the street, sharing words of encouragement. The local library invited her to speak about her journey. Young girls saw her as a role model of resilience and hard work. Robert saw more than just an employee in Emily. He recognized a potential leader. He began mentoring her, sharing business insights and life lessons. His guidance went beyond simple job training. Success is not about where you start, he would tell her. It's about how hard you're willing to work and how much you're willing to learn. Jack's health became a turning point. Gradually, his medical condition improved. The combination of better treatment and reduced family stress worked wonders. He became stronger, more vibrant. Emily's nights of study began to pay off. She was promoted to a junior marketing position at the printing company. Her salary increased, providing more stability for their small family. The tiny apartment that once seemed like a symbol of struggle now felt like a home of hope. Jack's room was filled with books, his school certificates proudly displayed. Emily's work achievements found their place alongside them. Their community rallied around them. Local businesses began recognizing Emily's marketing skills. Small projects turned into significant opportunities. The print shop's reputation grew, partly due to her innovative strategies. One evening, as they shared a simple dinner, Jack looked at his sister with pure admiration. "I'm going to be just like you when I grow up," he said, his eyes sparkling with excitement. Emily's journey was far from over, but for the first time in years, the future looked not just possible, but promising. The turning point had arrived, carried on the wings of hard work, love, and unexpected kindness. Their story was a reminder that hope often arrives in the most unexpected moments, transforming lives one small step at a time. The end. The printing company stood on the edge of a financial cliff. Economic uncertainty swept through Millbrook like a cold wind, threatening everything Emily and her colleagues had built. Rumors of potential closure circulated, creating an atmosphere of tension and uncertainty. Robert Williams called an emergency meeting. His face was lined with worry, his typically confident voice now filled with concern. The company was losing clients, struggling to maintain its market position. Several employees looked scared, whispering anxious predictions about potential job losses. Emily sat quietly, her mind racing. She remembered the struggles of her past, the constant fear of financial collapse, the nights of worry about Jack's medical treatments. This felt disturbingly familiar. During a moment of silence, she raised her hand. "I have an idea," she said, her voice steady and clear. The room turned towards her. Robert looked surprised. Emily had always been a hard worker, but she had never demanded attention like this before. She presented a comprehensive digital marketing strategy. Her plan involved redesigning the company's online presence, creating targeted social media campaigns, and developing a more aggressive approach to client acquisition. She had spent countless late nights researching and developing this proposal. Her presentation was simple, yet powerful. She broke down complex marketing concepts into easy-to-understand language. Charts, graphs, and practical examples supported her argument. Her passion was evident in every word. Robert listened carefully. He recognized something special in Emily, not just technical skills, but genuine strategic thinking. Her proposal wasn't just about saving jobs. It was about reimagining the business's entire approach. The company's board was initially skeptical. They were traditional businessmen, used to old-school marketing techniques. But Emily's data-driven approach and clear communication gradually won them over. Jack watched from the sidelines, proud of his sister's courage. He had been helping her prepare, offering suggestions and moral support during her late-night planning sessions. The first weeks of implementation were challenging. Emily worked extra hours, coordinating with digital marketing experts, redesigning the company's online platforms, and personally reaching out to potential clients. Her strategy began showing results. New clients started approaching the company. Their online engagement increased dramatically. The website traffic tripled within weeks. Local businesses began noticing the print shop's innovative approach, but challenges continued. Not everyone believed in her method. Some older employees resisted the changes, feeling threatened by the new digital approach. Emily had to navigate these internal tensions carefully, balancing innovation with respect for existing team members. Her relationship with Robert became more collaborative. He began seeing her as a potential future leader, not just an employee. Their discussions went beyond daily business, exploring broader strategic vision. Jack's medical treatments continued to improve. The reduced financial stress and Emily's success brought a new sense of hope to their small family. His doctors were increasingly optimistic about his long-term recovery. The town watched Emily's journey with growing admiration. She represented something powerful, the ability to transform challenges into opportunities. Young people began seeing her as a local success story. One evening, as Emily reviewed marketing reports, Jack brought her a cup of tea. "You're changing everything," he said quietly. Her strategy wasn't just saving a company, it was rebuilding hope, proving that determination could overcome seemingly impossible challenges. The printing company's survival hung in the balance, but Emily's innovative thinking was creating a lifeline, turning potential failure into an unexpected opportunity for growth and transformation. Her journey demonstrated a powerful truth. Challenges are not roadblocks, but opportunities for creative problem-solving and personal growth. As the town of Millbrook watched, Emily continued to write her story, one of resilience, innovation, and unwavering hope. The end 5 years had passed since that challenging moment, when Emily first proposed her marketing strategy. The small printing company had transformed into a thriving regional business with branches across 3 counties. Jack, now 17, stood at the top of his class. His medical journey had been challenging, but he had emerged stronger. Inspired by his sister's determination, he decided to pursue a career in medical research, hoping to help children facing similar health challenges. Emily, now the company's marketing director, looked nothing like the struggling young woman who had once worked 2 jobs to survive. Her confidence radiated through every professional interaction. Robert Williams, who had become more than just her boss, a mentor and almost a father figure, watched her with immense pride. The annual company conference became a celebration of their collective journey. Local business leaders, community members, and employees gathered to hear Emily's keynote speech. Her story of transformation captivated everyone present. "Success isn't about where you start," she told the audience. "It's about how hard you're willing to work and how much you believe in yourself." Her speech resonated with struggling young professionals, single parents, and anyone facing seemingly impossible challenges. The local newspaper wrote a feature about her journey, calling her a hometown hero. Jack sat in the front row wearing a suit he had carefully selected to match the occasion. His medical treatments were now a distant memory. Regular checkups showed remarkable improvement, almost a complete recovery. Robert presented Emily with a special leadership award. The moment symbolized more than just professional achievement. It represented hope, resilience, and the power of believing in oneself. The community of Millbrook had watched her transformation. From a struggling waitress to a successful business leader, Emily had become a living testament to hard work and determination. Her small apartment, once a symbol of struggle, was now a comfortable home. Jack's room was filled with medical research books, university acceptance letters, and dreams of making a difference in the world. During the conference's evening reception, local entrepreneurs approached Emily, seeking advice. Young women saw her as a role model, understanding that challenges could be transformed into opportunities. Jack gave a surprise speech, sharing how his sister's determination had inspired him. "Emily showed me that love means fighting for each other, never giving up," he said, his voice filled with emotion. Robert reflected on his decision to hire Emily years ago. What had seemed like a simple job offer had transformed multiple lives. The printing company had become a symbol of innovation and hope. Emily's marketing strategies had not just saved a business, they had created a new model of community-focused entrepreneurship. Local businesses began adopting her approach, creating a ripple effect of positive change. The medical treatments that had once seemed impossible to afford were now a distant memory. Jack's health, once a source of constant worry, was now a celebration of resilience and hope. As the conference concluded, Emily looked at Jack, then at Robert. Their journey had been anything but easy, but they had survived, grown, and ultimately thrived. The town of Millbrook had witnessed a remarkable transformation. A young woman's determination, a brother's unwavering support, and a mentor's belief had created something extraordinary. Emily's story wasn't just about professional success. It was about hope, love, and the incredible power of believing in oneself. She had proven that with hard work, creativity, and support, anything was possible. As the evening light filled the conference hall, Emily smiled. Their journey had been challenging, but every struggle had been worth it. The dream was not just realized, it had been created, one determined step at a time. The end.